Welcome back. In this section, we're going to be learning about structures in the biliary tree. And by this, we mean the tubular structures that the bile travels through once it leaves the liver. And so the biliary tree is taking bile from the liver and eventually dumping it into the alimentary canal of the digestive system. Specifically, it's going to be dumping it into the duodenum. So the first structure is going to be draining bile from the right side of the liver, and that is the right hepatic duct. And in a similar fashion, from the left side of the liver, you would have a left hepatic duct. So now that the bile is in the right and left hepatic ducts, those two ducts are going to join together and form the common hepatic duct. So they're very easy to see there on the models. If we look at the tissues on the left, this is the common hepatic duct that you see coming down out of the liver. And then you clearly can see the big gallbladder over here, right tucked under the liver, and that there is a duct from the gallbladder that is going to be joining to the common hepatic duct. And the name of that duct is the cystic duct. So if you're eating, like for instance, a fatty meal, make it, chips and queso or anything similar, then what's going to happen is that any bile that was stored in the gallbladder is going to contract, and then the bile will exit the cystic duct to join with new bile being formed, leaving through the common hepatic duct. And as soon as the cystic duct here has joined up with the common hepatic duct, there is going to be a name change. And the name is now going to be called the common bile duct, because this final duct is the duct through which all bile travels. And so this duct forms just below the joining of the cystic duct, but then what happens is, you can see on the model, is that it dives into the head of the pancreas. And it's going to be joining up with secretions coming from the main pancreatic duct, and then the two of them will dump their secretions at the same time into the duodenum. So you clearly can see that on those models. As well, if we look at the bottom left-hand corner where you see the cystic duct joining the common hepatic duct, now you see the common bile duct going through the pancreas, because this is the main pancreatic duct right there. And then the two will dump together here into the duodenum. Looking at that specific model, the pancreas, duodenum, and the spleen, if we look at the anterior view over on the left, you can see just a little green nubbing. This has to be common hepatic duct, because liver is up here, which means gallbladder is up there. And in fact, if we look at the posterior surface, we can see that that common bile duct is diving into the head of the pancreas, and then will exit into the duodenum. And so with that, we are done with structures of the biliary system, and I will see you again shortly as we continue our exploration of the digestive system.